अब आप चेक करिए सर।
हाँ, अभी आएगा सर। जा रहा है?
हाँ सर, आ रहा है सर।
पीडीएफ का फुल स्क्रीन?
कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं सर, ठीक है सर।
Okay. So we'll be discussing about the renewable energy integration, and I was thinking that there should be a lot of question on me, but fortunate that there was no question. So as a result, if we see the renewable energy overall in the Indian context is divided into many sources, and you can see the installed capacity wise, wind, small hydro, and waste to power is also taking a lot of place. Besides, because of the Government of India norms, the photovoltaic system is playing a big role, and almost 28 gigawatt of photovoltaic system has been installed. But still, the coal plays a very vital role, and this coal one can never be immediately replaced by renewable energy sources. So in the Indian context, we will definitely be with the coal system for another 100 years to come. In that, we will be going for cleaner coal-based system, and the renewable energy will supplement that in future. With that preamble, if we see, we go for the renewable energy integration, and the grid integrated system works very well with the renewable energy, specifically because we go for a situation where we don't take the storage into account, and the grid can act as an infinite storage, and it can replace subsequently by battery based system in the future. With this preamble, if we look, then the grid connected system plays a very vital role in the Indian context, making the overall renewable energy scenario possible. Just to give you an idea, the land requirement for a photovoltaic to produce 250 gigawatt, the land requirement could be in the range of 3000 square kilometer. And today, the Indian grid is almost with 400 gigawatt, and hence the land requirement will be around 6000 square kilometer. And this is a long or large land area which is required. But on the contrary, whatever rooftops we have, those rooftop will be more than sufficient to provide us with a huge amount of solar energy that can be trapped with. Because of that reason, in Government of India portfolio, we go for rooftop integration also. These rooftop integrated system could be divided into two categories. It will be single phase and three phase. And the single phase and three phase system can be further divided into single stage and double stage. And this single stage and double stage can be again divided into with energy and without energy scenario. In the three phase case, it can be three phase three wire or three phase four wire system can be made based on whether it is a three phase three wire system or a three phase four wire system. There would be a neutral wire, and this neutral wire will play a very vital role, specifically in taking care of harmonics also. The harmonic current flows through the neutral wire and specifically the tripling harmonics, and these harmonics are definitely a detrimental thing, and hence we look for power quality issue also. So when you use a solar photovoltaic system, whether it is three phase or single phase, in the grid integrated manner, we need to look to the power quality issue. Also, we need to look to the storage requirement, and we have to see based on the roof capacity whether it will be a three phase system or a single phase system. Based on that, if we look, then the total load curve, you can see here, the actual demand is like this, the red one, when there is no solar photovoltaic injection. But because of the rooftop photovoltaic injection, you can see here that there is a deep in power drawn from the grid at around 2 o'clock. This is because this whole portion is being produced by renewable energy. In the night, that means up to around 7 o'clock, there is no solar power. Similarly, after around 6 o'clock, there is no solar power. So the red one becomes equal to the blue one. But during this portion, the red and blue differs, and there is a huge difference. Now, if we see the red and blue one, in the red one, the ramp rate is not very high, but in the green one, the ramp rate, or the blue one, the ramping is very high. This tells that the solar photovoltaic system integrated into the rooftops may make the load curve like a duck, and hence we coin a new word called duck curve. And later on, people are now talking that this duck curve can become a camel curve also, because it will go for higher ramp in the system. This ramping up requires a lot of power balance, and the ramping up in the power system is a challenge. So we have to make the storage possible, or at least the hydro system need to be made operative. If hydro system is not adequate, at least the thermal power station should be made flexible. And how much flexibility will come into picture need to be evaluated properly. Hence, it is a challenge. Based on that, if we see when we go for the solar integration in a distribution system, the tail end of the voltage, that means the residence which is at the end of the distribution feeder may see a rise in voltage, where you can see here that the red line is a system with photovoltaic based DG distributed generator injected in the distribution system, and there is a rise in voltage. On the contrary, the blue line is a case where you do not have any photovoltaics, and hence there is a reduction in the voltage. So this rise in voltage and fluctuation in the tail end of the distribution feeder is a challenge that needs to be handled, particularly when you go for grid integrated solar system. This grid integrated solar system also increases the power loss, particularly in the afternoon period. You can see here that in the normal scenario, when there is no solar injection, the blue curve is the loss, but this curve become very peaky, and when the solar get integrated and it goes beyond 30% around, which is the base power of the distribution transformer, you will see that the loss increases. Because of that, we require to handle all the uncertainty, and we need smart grid concept which comprises of computer and communication into one umbrella, and the power network will be integrated to it. When you do that, you will get information exchange from one system to other system, and the distributed generators becomes controllable because information exchange happens. And in that concept, the distributed generation will come into picture, loads will be distributed, energy storage will come into picture, and different controller and communication will be integrated. And this overall smart grid will now have, just one moment. हेलो
हेलो सर, मैं मोहित बोल रहा था सर, आशुलंका पे।
हाँ बताओ
सर, नीरज जी से उस समय बात हुई थी ना सर।
हाँ
35,000 रुपए का वो जो टेबल्स बोल रहे थे,
तो
वो भी बोल रहे हैं, वो पर डे का बोल रहे थे 35,000 रुपए।
तुम्हारे सामने से तो बात हुआ।
हाँ सर, मैं भी उनको वही बोल रहा हूँ कि सर 35,000 रुपए वो टोटल बोल रहे थे वो सर। तो अभी यहाँ नीरज जी और नीरज जी दोनों है, तो वो बोल रहे कि नहीं मैं तो मिस्टर सर को पर डे का बोल रहा था। नहीं आपने बिजनेस से किया था। हाँ फिर तो लाख रुपए का टोटल बोल रहे हो एक्स्ट्रा। तो हाँ 1 लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा का बोल रहे हैं। मैंने उनको बोला कि नहीं, सर ने कैलकुलेशन भी किया। तो बोले कि 35,000 रुपए ले लेना आप बोलकर एक्स्ट्रा। 35,000 की बात हुई है, तो बोले कि नहीं अगर वो लगाओगे तो लाख रुपए एक्स्ट्रा लगेगा 3 दिन का मिलाकर।
चलो मैं बात करता हूँ, देखते हैं। ठीक है, मैं एक लेक्चर में हूँ, बाद में बात।
हाँ सर।
So this microgrid or the smart grid, which is now having influence of communication and control, can now be integrated with forecasting, markets, and electric vehicles to make it more renewable energy friendly. And electric vehicles can act as a storage because of the huge battery being available in that. Similarly, this electric vehicle can act as a V2G or G2V concept, where vehicle to grid and grid to vehicle power flow can happen. Therefore, in the smart grid concept, we can say that the modernized grid that enables bidirectional flow of energy and uses two-way communication and control capability that will lead to an array of new functionality and applications. Similarly, different organization like IEEE also has a definition. The smart grid is a large system of systems. There are different systems, and taking those into one, you are making a bigger system where each functional domain consists of three layers: power and energy layer, communication layer, and the IT or computer layer. The layer 2 and 3 in this case enables infrastructure that makes the existing power and energy infrastructure a smarter one. Besides that, the need of smart grid, it transforms the way power is consumed, increases reliability and power quality, improves responsiveness and efficiency, potentially reduce cost of the provider and the consumer, adds intelligence in the system, decrease greenhouse gas, reduce client-side power consumption during peak hour. All these points what I have mentioned are one interesting research topic, and it can be carried out independently. So students and researchers who are interested to take research in this domain, they can utilize each point and can do good work. As I have already mentioned, a smart grid works with computer and communication network. So, a overall communication network with a physical layer and communication layer will be included, and that will now make the system smarter. Because of this, when you go for interconnected smart grid, the size of the smart grid can be up to few MVA. For large load, it is desirable to interconnect multiple microgrid to form a large smart grid, and that can be considered as a power parks. The interconnected smart grid network enhances reliability and controllability of the power parks. So this tells that if you go for smaller and smaller pockets in a wider network, and if you have independent pockets, then the islanded operation will become much easier, and in that case the blackout, overall big blackout, can now be avoided because you are having independent small islands. So when you look for a smart grid which is consisting of multiple microgrid, in that case your overall system reliability will increase, and the system performance will improve. You have any question by now?
Yes, any participant, can you reply here?
No, sir.
Okay, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. So the conventional grid versus smart grid, we have in a conventional grid, one-way communication, centralized generation, few sensors, manual monitoring, manual restoration, failure and blackout, local control, generation side management, and pricing is uniform. On the other hand, in the case of smart grid, we have two-way communication, distributed generation, large number of sensors, intelligent monitoring, self-healing, adaptive and islanding possible, coordinated control, generation and demand side management, and real-time pricing is possible. All these topics, what I have written here, again are one topic of interest in the research domain, and people interested can do research in the smart grid area with all these independent topics considered in their domain. Now, to have the smart grid component, smart grid possible, you need smart grid components, and the largest or the most relevant component in this case is the smart meter. So the basic component to make a grid smarter, you need smart meter. Then you need intelligent electronic devices. These are called as IED. And these intelligent electronic devices can be used as monitoring as well as protection devices. Communication medium is needed, and that makes it possible for a distributed generation to be practically feasible. As we know, a smart meter is nothing but giving a computer layer over the conventional meters. And because you have now a communication and computation involved in a conventional meter, you can make a lot of beautiful data analytics using the smart meter data, and that can be taken to a cloud, that can be taken to a mobile app, and many other control as well as data analytics information can be made out of it. So in the concept of smart meter, the automated meter reading is the basic infrastructure where we try to read the meter from a distance. However, the metering infrastructure refers to systems that measure, read, and analyze energy consumption, is basically the metering infrastructure. And if you want to go to AMI, that is automated metering infrastructure, in with the two-way communication, power management and communication is possible. Once you do the power management, you can make the system smarter by making it more optimal in its operation. There are different softwares available which makes the power management optimally controllable and possible. The smart metering features, communication, smart connect and disconnect, voltage quality, load profile, shunt measuring principles, tariffs, energy awareness. All these are under the domain of smart metering features. Similarly, Energy Hub and some other softwares are mentioned here to take those data from the smart meter and you can go for a smart metering device-based spreadsheets or dashboard to take care of it. This is a paradigm of IEEE standards 2013-2011, where the overall infrastructure of smart grid from end to end is depicted, where you can see here that the public internet is being used to go for the communication network management, and communication security is integrated so that the public internet, which is vulnerable to cyber attack, can be now handled properly. So, in case of smart grid, cyber attack is a big issue, and lot of research are being done in the cyber attack domain, specifically in the power network. This is a layout of a smart network where you can see the relay and the IDs are being operated and they are being connected so that the SCADA information can be managed and seen, and the distribution management system can work to do the monitoring and its analysis. So, if we go for the operation of a renewable energy and we make different islanded operation, the consumer becomes a producer as well as consumer. Hence, a prosumer will be created. The virtual synchronous generator will be made out of the inverters, and the inverters control will be such that it will behave like a synchronous generator, and the advanced distribution management system to coordinate the DMS and MEMS, that is microgrid energy management system, will be evolved. This is the overall number of smart grid projects that has been implemented in India by different financial entities is narrated here. Out of that, the important point that is mentioned is, with the help of Department of Science and Technology, we have got many smart grid projects: Indo-US, Indo-UK, Indo-Dutch, Indo-German, like that. We have many collaborative smart grid projects of different funding agencies and different magnitude of funding. Thank you for giving me a patient sharing, and any doubt we can discuss.
Thank you, sir. Sir,
I know
yes,
I know
yes.
no doubt.
So for participant side, if you have
Yes,
any.
sir. I have one doubt, sir. When we are going from vehicle to grid or from grid to vehicle, sir, in that case, will there be any synchronization issue, because that is going to be a plug and play model?
When you are going from vehicle to grid to vehicle, there is no need of any synchronization. But when you
Okay,
are
sir.
going from vehicle to grid, it will be synchronization.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So now,
Hello, sir.
next, Umesh, you may ask.
Hello. Yes,
Collins.
please, can you expand a little, like give explain a little bit. I can't understand how you are going to connect a grid to a communication system, like to make it smart. I can't understand it. Please, can you explain a little bit? Come down to my level, please.
Okay. See, you know RS-485? Have you heard about RS-485 slot?
Yes, sir. I have.
Yes. So through RS-485, you can take the data, right? Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So now, if you have a solar inverter, you put a RS-485 with certain protocol. Through that protocol, you take the data and you send these data to a central server. So like that, if you have 20 inverters, and if you take all these data through communication to the central server, then you can monitor the overall inverter systems in a geographical location. And that will give you a understanding what is happening in the total domain where you are interested with. So this is one of the communication application.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yes.
Sir, though we get the data from the RS-485 like any other protocol, but it would be difficult for the grid operators to justify, like if everybody became a generator also and suddenly a load also, sir. If verify so much, so maintaining a frequency won't be a issue, sir.
Correct. So you are saying that the variation of load will become large, and that
Yes, sir.
variation of load become large can be handled by proper forecasting, and proper forecasting also requires data, and artificial intelligence can be added to it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, when we are using solar inverter, so sir, the irradiance are changing. So do we need any additional battery source or any other control algorithm?
Not necessarily always. If it is a grid connected system, you don't need battery, it is without battery.
Okay, sir.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
So you talked about a two-dimensional meter. Can you explain that one too a little bit for me?
What do you mean by two-dimensional meter?
When you were comparing the traditional grid to the smart grid, you said that the traditional grid is one-dimensional, and then the smart grid is bi-dimensional.
Bidirectional. It is not dimensional. I have told bidirectional. Am I audible?
Yes,
Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Are you saying this one?
Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about. Two-way communication, yes.
So two-way communication, that means I can send the data to the inverter as well as I can take the data from the inverter. It is distributed generation. That means generators are not at a single location. They are scattered across the geographical area. Okay.
Okay.
Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so let me ask one more thing. The first chart that you shown during the time, because we are using PVs, it supplements the grid. So when we transform to smart grid, it is going to help in the peak load of the absorption of the power. Nothing will change even in the peak season, because in the night people are going to use a lot of.
Are you talking about this one?
Before you started the presentation, you shown a first graph, not on the first one. At the end of the presentation, they have the distribution of the load during the peak of season.
I am unable to understand you what your question is.
No, you said that smart grid is going to because you realize that during the daytime people are using PVs, and in the night there's no sun, so we all
Are you talking about this one? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Am I audible?
You can ask.
Yes, sir.
But
Sir,
your
in simple terms, my question is that how will the smart grid improve in the consumption of the electricity? Because nothing will change in the evening. More people want to use more electricity in the daytime. So how can the smart grid improve the consumption to prevent these peak loads?
Okay. See, in the energy term, if you see, smart grid do not reduce the consumption. Rather, smart grid increase or initiate increase of consumption. As the society becomes more developed and developed, the electricity consumption will go higher and higher. But we can always try to make the variation of peak to the valley more reduced. That is our aim. To do that, if we go for a proper incentivization with respect to monetary one, we'll be able to do that, and we can shift the peak from one time to other. And that is called real-time pricing under smart grid scenario. And this real-time pricing is possible because you are getting information from all the ends in the grid, which was not possible in a conventional grid. And hence, we were going for one pricing in the grid. Hence, the peak shifting is possible by properly handling the behavior of the elastic load. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anyone more from participant side?
Can I ask one more question?
Please, please.
You may write question in the chat box, Collins.
Let me ask one last one.
Okay, you can try. Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, the communication side of the smart grid, is it going to be done by the consumer side or the central provider? Like maybe in a town, is everybody has some PV on his rooftop? How is the smart grid going to be done? Is it going to be done individually or by a centrally controlled person?
No, are you asking about something like B2B or B2C something? Are you asking?
Colin, if you have any really query, you can ask. You can write in the chat box so
Yes,
that I can also read in front of sir.
Okay, sir. I will do that.
So meanwhile, you can write the question so that I can take other question from other participant.
Okay.
Anyone new question may ask here. Sir, from my side, there is one doubt, sir. Not question. Sir, as per your one graph, that means we are generating power in gigawatt, as well as we are generating renewable energy power also. So we already knew this. Inertia of renewable energy is low compared to conventional energy sources. But thing is that, yeah, this one graph, sir. Yeah, sir. Just one. No, sir. Yeah, this one, sir. Duck curve, sir. Duck curve. Yes, sir. So, due to this inertia, sir, poor inertia of renewable energy sources, how can we manage if we are going to generate power from renewable energy sources more than 30%, 40%? In that case, how can we manage inertia, sir?
You have to make your inverter virtual inertia compatible. So one of the way of doing that is virtual synchronous machine. So your inverter will basically respond to dF by dt, and it will try to produce more or less power with respect to dF by dt, which is nothing but your inertial power. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. I'm getting, sir. But thing is that, sir, virtual power, it is implementing in control scheme, sir.
Yes.
So, but practically we cannot implement this control scheme in terms of gigawatt generation. because as per Prime Minister vision, they are going to make 30 or 40% total demand from the renewable energy resources.
Mm-hmm.
So due to intermittent cases, how grid will be managed?
See, to start with, you can basically go from your small integrated systems, small percentage integrated one, which is grid integrated one in the first stage. And there you can initially go for virtual synchronous machine. Then you can use your storage. And storage can be of many types. Maybe battery storage, maybe hydrogen storage, maybe fuel cell storage, maybe flywheel, or maybe gravity, or in the bigger one, it can be your what is that called? Basically pump storage. So there can be many type of storage, and all these storage are basically costly. So initially you can start the thing without storage, and later on you need to put some storage, otherwise you cannot handle it. Neither inertia nor your large amount of power, because they are related to each other.
Yes, sir. So obviously, sir, there is required various types of energy storage, and as well as you have discussed, sir, virtual power control scheme. In that way, we can somehow control this. So
Yeah.
now, sir, I am going to take question from participant. So there is Pratibha. Now you can turn on. You may ask directly. Yes, Pratibha ma'am.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, at a charging station with less number of charging points, we have vehicles with the different capacities, different charging capacity. Likewise, we have 10%, 20%, one is 70%. In that case, what we have to do to charge them?
No, what is your question? You are having different vehicle with different SOC.
Yes, sir.
Then you charge them with different current.
With different okay.
Current.
Mm-hmm.
So all the charger will be current control charger.
Okay, sir.
And you basically, based on your BMS demand, you can give that amount of current.
Or we can use battery swapping.
Battery swapping is a different concept altogether. It is not a charging one. Battery swapping has a bigger problem. See, can you tell me what will be the weight of a battery in your home inverter?
No idea, sir.
Okay. Any battery you have seen in your life?
Yes, sir.
Where you have seen?
In the laboratory.
Have you lifted the battery?
Have you?
Lifted the battery means take.
No, sir. No.
Okay. Just tomorrow you go and try to lift it.
It's very heavy, sir.
Okay. What is the capacity of your battery in the lab?
12 volt to 85 ampere hour.
Correct. So 12-volt 85 ampere hour battery,
Hmm.
you are saying it is very heavy. In a
Yes, sir.
vehicle, in a three-wheeler, what is the voltage level and ampere hour of the battery?
That is too high.
It is 48 volt, 85 or 100 ampere hour. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that will be 4 times the battery weight of your lab one.
Yes, sir.
So when you do a battery swapping,
Mm-hmm.
how you will take the battery from the vehicle to the point and bring it back?
Mm-hmm.
Who will do that?
Yes, sir. For that, we have to require some persons.
So can a human being do that?
No, sir. Yes, sir. No, it's not possible.
Right. So if it is not possible, then battery swapping, how you will do?
Hmm.
So battery swapping is only possible in case of your toy car.
ठीक है.
So when it is a real car, maybe you have to call either someone from the Ramayana Juga to maybe Hanuman has to come, right?
Okay.
So let us see who is the Hanuman in our this lecture program. So they can probably go for swapping.
Okay, sir. I understand now. ठीक है. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
So, sir, Colin has written one question, sir. How is all the individual PV install on the rooftop going to be controlled in a smart grid? Is the control from the customer side or from the central grid side?
It will be a mix of both the two. The central grid side can regulate the power flow from the inverter towards the grid based on its requirement, and this is a regulation sort of thing, but we can always incentivize the customer to follow what I need from the grid side. I can make always the price variable, and the customer will respond to the price command, and those are called as elastic customer or elastic loads. Am I clear?
Colin?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, I understand.
Okay, sir. Next one question from Vicent Macheria. You may ask directly if you are here.
So my question was, what is the relationship between the efficiency of the solar systems and the land size? And what would be the effect of improving the efficiency on the land size? And the second one was, there was some statistic that you gave us, the data, that based on the generation of 1 megawatt hour, what was the assumption of the efficiency of the solar panels that were used? Thank you.
So the first question, I will answer that the efficiency, if improves, the land side will reduce. However, the efficiency improvement also requires funding. Efficiency improvements should not be at a very high costly device. What I want to say here, that if suppose I improve the efficiency of solar panel and the price goes to 10 times from, that means if I increase the efficiency by 2 times and my price increases by 10 times, then it is not a practically feasible solutions, because people will not accept that with such a high power capacity, means such a high price. Because it is community level energy, it is not a spacecraft energy where we can invest any amount of money. So generally speaking, the spacecraft, etc., their solar panel efficiency is very high and very costly also. On the contrary, the land-based solar panel, which are generally being used, are having around 15 to 17% efficiency, and for a land calculation, we generally consider it around 10%, so that we can have margin in the area calculation. Am I clear about the first question?
Yes, sir.
Now coming to the next question, the megawatt hour also will increase if my efficiency of the solar panel increases. And the assumption that I have made in this is approximately around 10% efficiency. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Anyone?
Sir, are we using the 100% renewable energy we have in India?
100% renewable energy in India?
Yes, sir. In sources like what we have till now, 100% like solar renewable energy, I would like to say. Are we using that in our peak time or something like that in the grid?
No. India has not reached. You are probably asking like Germany scenario, right?
No, sir. Like we have, as you have seen in the first graph, no, sir. Like there is a in NR region, SR region, there is a spike of solar renewable energy. Yes, sir. This one.
This
Yes,
one?
this one, sir. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So the green energy, sir, which is available till date in India. Are we using in the grid, sir, like to meet the load?
Yes. We are
Like,
now approximately around, our capacity wise, we are almost reached to more than 20% penetration.
okay. So Indian grid has still has load deficiency, like a generation deficiency in the grid.
No, we are generation surplus.
Okay. Okay, sir. That's what I wanted to know. Like we can produce more renewable energy, and there is no effect. Like there is only
Yes.
deficiency only.
You can see renewable energy installed capacity is approximately 100 gigawatt, right?
Right,
In
sir.
this slide only it is mentioned. And this is a 2020 data. And our total grid capacity is as on today around 400 gigawatt.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Anyone more here? Thank you, sir. So yeah, patiently you are giving all question answers, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you. We can close now.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for your important session, sir. So just I'm going to conclude here. Thank you, participant. You have asked many good questions. So now, last, sir. Thank you, sir, so much, sir.
Thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Sir.